I'm watching TV one day, and as God will have it, I switched on the most unlikely channel that changed my life forever, and that was CNN. Do not switch on CNN. Caught it, I'm just saying. But that day, I was too tired to know what I was surfing through, the channels I was surfing through. And then I came across CNN, and there was somebody who was being interviewed on the program, and I decided, she's talking about Africa, let me listen. And at that time, I didn't even know that there was a bias in media. That's how innocent I was at the time. I thought all news was the same. I didn't know about all of that. This was 2012, back in the innocent days. Name of the person being interviewed, Melinda Gates. You might know her, might have heard of her. But I thought, oh, okay, yeah, they might be doing some interesting project in Africa. I want to listen to know what she was talking about. So she starts to talk about this big project she was doing, and this was a project to meet the unmet need of the African women. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I know a lot of my family members who are in Africa, and there's a lot of unmet need in my village. So let me just increase the volume. And she starts talking about this unmet need, the unmet need. And she was talking about raising $5 billion so that they can meet the unmet need, contraceptives for African women. So she talked about taking contraception into the slums. She talked about getting it to women in every part of society, but more so, she was talking about one particular method that she wanted for it to be her legacy, and this was the self-injectable Depo-Provera method, the Cyana press. And mind you, I have a background of medical science, so I immediately knew what she was talking about. But secondly, I am also a born and bred, like Africa right in my DNA. And so I became really, really angry because at that point in time, mind you, I had lived in the UK long enough to understand that, of course, the West, there's a lot of beautiful things that I keep wishing would kind of get into my own local community at home. From the West, you have beautiful schools, you have fantastic medicals, you have wonderful infrastructure, and I'm thinking so many wonderful things that this woman could have been thinking of exposing the Africans to, but rather she was talking about this one project, and she was putting in so much money into achieving her goal. So this really upset me, and I thought this cannot be right. So I did the most logical thing, which was to throw my remote control at the television. Do not try this at home, but it made me quite upset, and I couldn't sleep. So I spent all night trying to write down the reasons from an African perspective why this is actually wrong for our countries, the different African countries that she was targeting. And of course, eventually it became like this 2,000-worded thing that became known as the open letter to Melinda Gates. Got published, it went viral, and everybody started calling me on the phone the next day, like, what did you do? And I thought, I went to bed and I woke up and my life changed forever.